Hello, my name is Sam Sheffer, and we are going to talk about anti-aging technologies, and we're going to focus on wrinkle therapies. As you know by now, we don't make the actives, but we make them work better. So before we start to talk about how to treat wrinkle, let's try to understand how wrinkles are being formed. So this is a cross-section of the skin. On the left side, you see a young looking skin, and on the right side, an aged skin. A typical skin cross section, you can see on the top the stratum corneum, below it, epidermis. The dermis layer is more complex. The dermis has different type of fibers and mostly hyaluronic acid. The fibers are elastin, those are the green lines, and the brown are collagen. So elastin and collagen are keeping the skin supple, soft, and flexible. When the elastin and the collagen start to break down with age or other factors that can affect the breakdown of the fibers, then the system starts to collapse and we start to see the wrinkles, the cavities in the outlayer of the skin. When we look in the cross-section of a real tissue, you see again the same thing, the stratum corneum, and below that epidermis. And below the epidermis is the dermis layer. The dermis layer is where the anti-aging processes start. So in order for us to rejuvenate the skin, we have to bring the active ingredients into this layer. And this is the major challenge we have when we deal with technologies and therapies for wrinkles. The process to get from the stratum corneum, which is the upper layer of the skin, through the epidermis to the dermis is a long one and a very challenging one for most of the ingredients. We need a technology in order to overcome this barrier, but before that barrier, we have to first address the issue of stability. Most of the potent actives are not stable in general cosmetic formulations. They tend to get oxidized. They are very sensitive to oxygen and to water. The second challenge that requires us to need a technology is actives need to reach to the target layer, which is the deep epidermis, and only once they are available or bioavailable at the basal layer, then we could see an effect on skin. Salvona is offering unique technologies. When the first purpose of these technologies is to offer a stable form of the active. The active has to be compatible in order to enable the unique formulations that one would like to have. Number two, the actives are used in a targeted manner. In this way, we can reduce the dosage and target the active to the specific layer which is deep inside the epidermis. Number three, the release has to be continuous, and by achieving this, we can get a faster and better results. Look at the following figure. It's showing the concentration of the active as a function of time. With the time release, we are able to reach a therapeutic range for a longer time. And by achieving this, we can get faster results and more safe system. The mechanism of penetrating through the epidermis is complex. We know now that there are two different mechanisms. One of them is based on intercellular penetration, and the other one is based on follicular delivery. What is the intercellular penetration? Let's look at this model. On the top you see the epidermis and the dermis. In order for an active to penetrate, it has to be able to dissolve or suspend within the intercellular space and go through the different layer until eventually it will reach the target site. Intercellular penetration is the most difficult one to penetrate. The follicular is a completely different pathway. It's using the hair follicle. You see here the particles are able, if they design correctly, to penetrate into the hair follicle and by this reach to the epidermis. Now, a delivery system is required in both cases because the resistance to penetration is huge. Only very hydrophobic and small molecules are able to penetrate through the intercellular space, and the same goes with the follicular delivery. In order to accomplish our mission to treat wrinkles, we have to use a delivery system. The delivery system that we are talking about are typically microspheres. They are composed of different types of natural polymers, and inside the polymer we encapsulate the active ingredients. And these delivery systems are available in two forms, as powder and as liquid. The powder form is called MultiSal. The liquid form is called SalSphere. In the following diagram, I will explain how MultiSal is working. MultiSal is a particle. It's a dry powder particle with a diameter of 10 to 20 micron, very much like the diameter of the hair. The MultiSal has two compartments, the core and the shell. The core is composed of SalSphere particles, those tiny particles that contain the active ingredient. And then outside we see the shell. The shell is locking the SalSphere within the particle. This system offers double encapsulation, which means better stability and better control of the release. The core composes the SalSphere beads, and the active is encapsulated within the SalSphere. The shell is a structural system that holds the SalSphere together and provides the protection. As you can see, the active is encapsulated twice, once in the SalSphere, and then all the SalSpheres are being re-encapsulated to contain in the MultiSal. Now, how the active is being released? The major mechanism to release the active for this type of product is based on moisture. Moisture can break down the particle mostly by eroding the shell. So when it's exposed to the skin moisture, it is sufficient to erode the structure, the polymeric structure of the shell. And as the polymers start to erode, the SalSpheres starting to release. The process is slow and modulated by the amount of water in the area. The more water, the faster the release is. The SalSphere then release and can penetrate into the hair follicle. So this is the mechanism release of MultiSal and SalSphere. The first example of a technology that I would like to introduce is MultiSal retinol. Retinol known for a long time to be a very effective material as anti-aging that is enabled to exfoliate, reduce the fine lines. This technology, in this case, is used in order to enhance the stability of retinol, which is a major issue. Again, the structure is based on double encapsulation, and that's what gives the longer shelf life and the stability to the product. Once the retinol is released, the retinol is supporting the claim to reduce fine lines and wrinkles for a younger looking appearance. Here you can see results from a clinical study that used MultiSal retinol. In 2 weeks, we could demonstrate visible effect on the wrinkle reduction, especially around the eyes. The stability significantly enhanced with the double encapsulation. You see here the yellow on the left is the free retinol, compared to the white, which is the encapsulated retinol. The next product that I would like to introduce is called MultiSal Multilayer. It's also called MultiSal Triple Action Anti-Aging. The system is the most complex system that we have, but the most elegant and effective. This is a microsphere that contains 3 different active ingredients that are encapsulated in different compartments to release at different times and at different locations. The structure is the following. In the shell, we have alpha hydroxy acid, and this is being released upon rubbing it onto the skin. The alpha hydroxy acid, like lactic acid, is supporting a gentle exfoliation and moisturizing. This is being done on the surface of the skin as the first step of the activation. The release of the alpha hydroxy acid is coming from the shell and only the shell. Once the shell is broken down to release the content of the alpha hydroxy acid, the pH comes back to the normal. While this is happening, SalSphere number 1 is being released. These are brightening agents, and they are delayed released from the SalSphere. They will start to penetrate into the epidermis and gradual release where the pigment cells are available, and they will bring the brightening effect to the skin. At the same time, we release another kind of SalSphere containing peptides. These are special peptides to boost the collagen synthesis, and they're released at the deeper layer of the epidermis where they are needed the most. The separation between group 2, the brightening, and the collagen boosting peptide is based on the size of the particles. The smaller the particles can penetrate deeper into the skin. And you can see it now in this illustration.
Here we are looking at a cross-section of the skin. The stratum corneum, the top layer of the skin, is showing darkly pigmented spots and wrinkles, which are common signs of aging that we would like to treat. MultiSal is a unique multi-component encapsulated technology that is comprised of 2 different submicron spheres infused with actives with an additional active in the wall of the microsphere. The MultiSal Triple Action Anti-Aging Plus is applied to the skin as a lotion. The shell of the microsphere, which contains exfoliating ingredients, begins to break down. The orange-colored microspheres resemble alpha hydroxy acid, which are released gradually to exfoliate and hydrate the skin. The AHA shed the dead cells of the stratum corneum as well as moisturize the top layer, leaving behind younger, healthier-looking skin. As the shell breaks down further, 2 types of submicron spheres are released from the microsphere. Since the exfoliating has thinned the stratum corneum by removing the dead cells, these submicron spheres can effortlessly travel through the intercellular space of the skin cells, reaching deeper layers where they can affect the appearance of the skin. The submicron spheres in blue and purple penetrate through the stratum corneum into the epidermis. They gradually degrade as they partition into the lipid domains of the tissue, releasing the actives contained inside. The purple submicron spheres are infused with a brightening agent, and as they move into the deeper layer of the skin, they release these brightening agents. When the brightening agent comes in contact with melanosomes, which store melanin, they inhibit the formation of the darkly pigmented melanin and thus brighten the skin. The submicron spheres continue to travel through the skin cells and break down further. The brightening agents affect the melanocyte, which produces melanin, to produce a brighter and even-toned skin color over time. The blue submicron spheres, which contain collagen-boosting peptides, are smaller in diameter and therefore can easily penetrate the deeper layer of the epidermis and enhance the bioavailability of the peptides at the dermis. The release of these peptides enhance production of collagen fibers that help to tighten and firm the skin to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, smoothing the skin. Using the MultiSal Triple Action Anti-Aging Plus, leaves the skin moisturized, smoothed, and illuminated, producing a youthful, healthy appearance. It is a complete age-defying treatment in a single product. This is more than Botox replacement, with fast and lasting results that one can see and feel. Contact Salvona for further details and for samples of MultiSal Triple Action Anti-Aging Plus.
Here we are looking at some clinical results show the effect of using a lotion containing MultiSal Multilayer in the area around the eye. In 30 days, you could see major effect in the reduction of wrinkles. The next technology I would like to introduce you is SalSphere Natural Anti-Aging. The purpose of this technology is to smooth the skin and reduce the wrinkles. We are using polyphenols from natural sources. Most of the polyphenols are coming from different types of berries. Berries contain different types of polyphenols. We are using two specific types of polyphenols that have very good clinical data. The first one is a group of polyphenols extracted from apples. The second group is polyphenol extracted from grapes. Those are resveratrol and procyanidin. These two polyphenols are typically cannot be used as is at reasonable concentration. If we take the polyphenols from any type of apple and we, for example, bite into the apple, what we see with time is darkening due to oxidation of polyphenols. The same thing happening in a solution. On the right hand, you see polyphenols free. On the left, you see polyphenol encapsulated. So the encapsulation in this case is used to protect the polyphenol, protect it from possible interaction with oxygen. Other benefits of the encapsulation include the following. Natural resveratrol is insoluble in any type of water base. It tends to precipitate out in water, and you can see it at the bottom of the emulsion after a couple of days. So cannot be used in easy formulation. Procyanidin, however, taken from apple, is water soluble but is unstable. As I explained before, it tends to get oxidized, change the color, and reduce its potency. Therefore, it needed to be encapsulated. Polyphenols form a dark color as they lose their potency, which is not aesthetic for cosmetic products. In order to retain the potency, they should be encapsulated. The next product I would like to talk about is SalSphere Anti-Aging Lift. This kind of technology allows to provide an instant firming with long-term wrinkle reduction. In other words, the consumer can feel the skin firming and tightening, and by using it multiple times, he will be able to see the reduction of the wrinkles due to the protein peptide technology. How does it work? Instant firming with long-term wrinkle reduction. The firming is used as a sensory marker to enhance and convey the efficacy of the product. By using it, consumer can feel immediately that the product works, firming and tightening the skin. Over time, the peptide technology will kick in and he may not need to continue to use this product. SalSphere Anti-Aging Lift is typically used in a foundation or a lotion before applying any type of makeup. The technology is based on microspheres. Again, the microspheres contain two compartments, the core and the shell. This is a little bit complex structure, so I will go through this very slowly. Let's talk first about the hydrophilic polymer shell. It contains three different ingredients. The first one is portulaca extract. It's a botanical extract that contains anti-inflammatory agents. It's very rich with vitamin A, C, E, and coenzyme Q10. They're all very strong antioxidants. This product interferes with the calcium channels and relaxing the facial muscles, very much like Botox, but much gentle. The second ingredient is ginseng extract. It's known to be antioxidant. It also blocks the sodium channels to reduce the muscle contractions. The third material in this shell is a film-forming polymer, and this is giving the immediate firming and the sensory to the product. We look at the matrix, the core. The core is hydrophobic, and again it contains three different functional ingredients. The first one is alpha-lipoic acid. It's a powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and a free radical scavenger. The second one is methyl sulfonylmethane, MSM. It maintains healthy cells and prevents undesirable bonding of collagen associated with tough, aging skin. The third ingredient is palmitoyl tripeptide. It's a peptide that stimulates the collagen synthesis. So this composition is giving an immediate effect and a long-lasting effect to wrinkle therapy. Here is an illustration. How does it work? You see here the stratum corneum, the epidermis, and the dermis. As the skin ages and the fibers are breaking down, we start to see the wrinkles, the cavitation of the epidermis. Once we apply the SalSphere-based technology, we can see how the submicrospheres starting to break down. On the first rubbing it to the skin, the shell forms a layer on the skin, and this gives the sensation of tightening and firming. At the same time, the submicrospheres are able to penetrate deeper into the epidermis, break down, and release the other ingredients. And those ingredients, including the peptide, are start to boost the collagen synthesis. As the collagen synthesis enhances, the support enhances, and the wrinkles disappear, ending up with a smooth skin. This technology is called SalSphere Anti-Aging Lift. These are only a few of Salvona technologies for anti-wrinkle. To summarize, Salvona does not produce any actives, but offer unique technologies to get the results faster, cheaper, and safer. Salvona is offering advanced technologies for marketing positioning and point of differentiation. You can show that your products are different. Although there are many products in this category, a point of differentiation is definitely needed. Please contact us for further information and custom encapsulation at www.salvona.com. Thank you.